Okay, so we're back for the final softbox in our softbox shootout. We've put 4 lights together. We're comparing them and seeing what they're like, and then we'll do a summary at the end and really just pull the 4 of them together. But this one is our most expensive. It's £70. It's the same size as that last Niwa, and remember that's just 2 inches more than our £20 one. So why would we go from a £20 light to a £70 light? Do we press a button and it all pops up and works? What is it about this light? Because actually, it's only got 8 reviews. It's the outsider of the bunch, and it's 4.5. So we've only been around 4.4 for most of these, 4.5 for this one. Let's have a look at it. Has anyone even heard of Selens? Maybe it's me, you might say, oh, come on, that's a pro brand, but I've never heard of it. So let's have a look. The bag straight away this is a proper harder case bag actually. You could almost travel with this, or you could travel with this, absolutely. The internals. We're still on Velcro. Hey, hey, hey. This is the first one that has got our internal softening. So I'm feeling straight away this is going to diffuse this light more and push it out to the edges than the other ones have done so far. And I'm pleased to say, oh wow, look at this inside. I can tell straight away that this is a better quality, better made softbox here. Look at that inside. We've got 16 bars in here. We had 8 in the last one, so we've doubled up on that. So it looks like I've just got to line this up down here. Way, come on. And then there's a little clip there that when I want to release it, up it comes. That is impressive. I am up and going in seconds, and that is a really nice, look at that. Really well put together softbox from the outside. Okay, I'm starting to see why you're paying for this. And I think the most important thing, bearing in mind that we're going to assemble this, we'll set it up once, and that should be it really. So yes, there might be some frustrations on setting these up, but that's not really the criteria. The most important thing we should be worried about is what is the quality like? How soft a light is it going to give to us? And this right here is gonna do the magic. So same again, we're going around, sticking the Velcro on. I think what I'm doing actually this time around is pulling side to side and pulling them both tight. I think because we've got 16 points on this one, what a big difference actually. Okay, I went to the wrong one there. I'm missing one. I've missed one somewhere. Ah, oh, typical, right around there. It's like when you do your shirt up and you get right at the top and realise that you've buttoned them up wrong at the bottom. Right, now, so I was moaning with the last one that it was a bit floppy, for want of a better word, inside. But actually, look, yes, we're still on the Velcro, but that is not flapping around inside in there. That is as tight as if we hooked it to the outside frame. Still think I like those little metal hooks that went over, but yeah, cool. Right, now let's put the outside on. It's funny, I can feel myself kind of smiling with this when I'm enjoying it. I've got big hopes for this. Now I think with these, I don't know particularly with this one, I didn't see it as an option, but quite often you've got this thicker Velcro strip around it, and you're going to come right near the bottom with the softbox, because quite often there is a grid that you can attach to this as well that will just stop this light going out, and so you want to be able to leave room for that. But this one is more of a It's not like that Octagon kind of felt very definite edges, but this one, because we got 16, it is actually more of a circle. And yeah, actually, I've just realized it isn't even branded as an Octagon, so that makes sense. This is the closest we've got to the big 60-inch Niwa one that I've been using. So I've stayed right at the bottom of the Velcro edge, and so I've still got a room around here. If I don't know if you can get them, like I say, as a grid to go over the front, but that looks pretty neat, doesn't it? Really good quality. So actually, ironically, it took a lot longer to put the diffuser in than it did. I love the way that just pops up and down. So if you were traveling and wanting something more portable, then yeah, very impressed with this. And actually what we need to do is just put these, when we bring these together at the end, I'm interested because I reckon that's pretty shallow actually, back to front, for how wide it is. That's a good form there, isn't it? So let's clip it on. Again, I can put my hand inside, and much more sensible, this screw to tighten is on the outside of this one instead of having to get my hand through and tighten. That feels tighter and better in place there. Clip it on, sits nicely on there. There we go. That's our fourth softbox. What I'm really excited to see actually is how this one compares in softening that light. I've got big expectations for this, and it's things like when I'm wearing glasses, and in here you can see some shadows around here on me. I know when I've got this big softbox dome in front of me, there's no shadows, and actually I don't have as many wrinkles on it and things like that. It's a much more flattering light, and so is that really why I'm paying extra on here, so that I can get a better, softer light come through? Let's have a look at how good it is right now, and then in the next video we're going to bring these side by side with the others and just do a summary and really decide, would we spend this or would we get the cheaper ones and save some money, or get a couple of them? All right, so let's have a look how good this is working. So we've put it all together. We've just brought it around to the side of me here. First of all, let's have a look, side on, a dramatic look. What's that going to do at the minute? I've just got my little Viltrox, just adding a little bit of fill light to the room. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, bing, there it is. Now I've just done the review of the Niwa light before this, that was the same size, 65 centimeters. That was the Octagon. This is almost a circle around here. I don't know what it's called. A hexadecagon, apparently. But it's nicer. I like that it is this circle shape. And yeah, I can see that definitely a little bit was happening in the last one, in fairness. But I definitely, as I look at this, it's not as harsh on my eyes looking in the center. And that light is around the edge of it. So it is softening this, and it is casting that light right around the side. Again, as in the last video, I'm only on 10% on this little GODOX 60 watt light. So you don't need a big, powerful light to be running these soft boxes. I can't get this any lower. For this kind of close in, dramatic look, I think that's really nice. Now, if I just turn off these other lights, so now that it's only this softbox that, look, is right here with me. It's only just out of frame. Very dramatic look. Maybe it does need a little bit of something here. Maybe even just a reflector on this side would just bounce a little bit of light back in. But I want to be able to have this to pull these side by side. And what we're going to do is in the next video, when we review all these and pull them together, Owen, who's editing them, is going to bring 4 of these side by side, and we'll just have a look at quite the detail and does it make much difference. Now, there isn't anything extra to do with this. It feels so well built. I really do like the build quality of this. Just handling it, moving it, feels like I've got a decent quality softbox here. So now let's move it around to the front, please, Owen, and let's have a look at what the light looks like from there. And we'll just bring in some fill light here a minute. Okay, so again, we were saying about the depth of this. So bringing that tripod into the same position where it was touching the back of the camera last time, I've got a few inches there. The light is a little bit further back. And again, I am happy with that. What do we think to the way that's bringing a shadow in? It's bringing up a little bit more reflection on here because I've just turned the power up actually only to 12%. But I'm really liking that. Again, I've turned the light off from the front. The only other light in the room is coming behind me there. If I turn that off, we can start here. You could add in some lighting if you wanted to afterwards. But I like that. And actually somehow this doesn't feel quite as intense on me. Is it because we've got that center extra layer of diffuser that it just feels like a bigger, softer light rather than a, yeah. It's not hurting me. In the last video when I was just getting to this point, I was thinking, oh yeah, I can start to feel a bit of a headache in here. This is getting quite bright. I'm not noticing it with this light. We'll be interested to see in the next video quite what we think to this when we bring these side by side. But in terms of using the softbox and handling it, being around it, working with it, I'm really, really liking this one. And personally, I would pay the extra and get this one over the smaller, cheaper ones. Bearing in mind, you know, it's not a big investment really. We're still only on £60 and you're attaching that to this GODOX light. I think it's worth the money. Very easy to, I could literally within about 2 minutes have taken this apart, flattened it down, have it in a bag and have it put away if I want, or get it ready to travel with it. Out of interest, because this is a shallower light, I'm just wondering whether we could get this up and get it more coming and looking down overhead from me. Let's see how that works. So we've just tilted that a little bit, so it's now not going to the back. If I turn that off, the light really is concentrating and coming just down over the camera and onto me. This gives me a bit more flexibility to do that in a smaller space because it's less deep. So I can actually get it up and get it tilted down on me, whereas the Neewer previous to this was a bigger body. Yeah, so yeah, this is ticking a lot of boxes and I think I'm very excited for this. So shall we bring them all together? Join me over in the last video in this playlist. Let's bring out these lights. Let's have a look at the bodies sitting next to each other. We'll bring and just compare the quality of these images. And yeah, hope this has been helpful for you to be able to decide which of these lights you should go for. If you jumped into this one and haven't seen the previous 3 softboxes that we've reviewed, do go back and check those. In fact, go right back to the start of this playlist because I explain why I'm even looking at this in the first place. Yeah, and then let's get into that review.